All right, let's dive right in. You know, there's this invisible force that holds more people back than just about anything else. It's not the economy. It's not your boss. It's the cycle of self-sabotage. Today, we're going to break down its architecture and hand you the blueprint to finally undo it.
Wow, this really just gets straight to the heart of it, doesn't it? It is a tough pill to swallow, for sure. But so often, the biggest obstacle we face is the one staring right back at us in the mirror. So let's figure out why that is.
Okay, first things first, and this is crucial. Self-sabotage is not who you are. It's a destructive pattern. And here's the really interesting part. This pattern is often a super misguided attempt at self-protection. Think about it. It's this flawed strategy our brain uses to avoid the potential pain of failure or judgment.
And this slide right here, it just nails the core problem. It's almost never one big dramatic flameout. No, it's the small repeated choices, putting off that report, making another excuse, talking yourself out of a great opportunity. All these little habits, they compound over time, building this architecture that slowly bends your life's trajectory downward.
So to fix the problem, we have to diagnose it properly first. Let's take a really honest look at the specific damage this pattern causes, because understanding the wounds is always the first step toward healing them. We can pretty much break down all the damage into 4 critical areas: your momentum, your reputation, your relationships, and of course, your emotional well-being. Recognizing how these show up in your own life, well, that's the first step to taking back control.
The very first casualty is always your momentum. I mean, every single time you delay something or you quit, you're just reinforcing a habit of inaction. Goals that once felt totally achievable start to feel like these distant, impossible dreams. It's like this slow leak in your confidence that just smothers your ambition.
Second, and this is huge in any professional setting, it absolutely demolishes your reputation. When you consistently don't deliver, people just, well, they stop counting on you. Opportunities dry up, promotions slow way down, and you get a label. Not something dramatic, but something way more corrosive: unreliable.
Now, I love how this slide frames the problem. Think of it like this. Reliability is your professional currency. You earn it over time with consistent deposits. But every missed deadline, every broken promise, that's a huge withdrawal. Self-sabotage puts you in a state of compounding debt with your career, where each misstep costs you more and more trust.
And this damage, it doesn't just stay at work. It bleeds into your personal life. Avoiding those tough conversations, flaking on plans with friends, these behaviors create so much friction and disappointment. They push people away, and that leads to this kind of deep isolation that, tragically, just feeds the whole cycle. You feel alone, so you withdraw, which makes you feel even more alone. It's a vicious loop.
And finally, there's the internal damage. It starts with guilt, which then morphs into frustration. That awful feeling of, ugh, why do I keep doing this to myself? But over time, that frustration hardens into shame, and shame is toxic. It's so toxic because it stops being about what you did and it becomes about who you think you are.
Okay, that was the diagnosis. It's heavy stuff, I know. But the good news, and there is really good news, is that patterns can be broken. So let's shift gears and move to the prescription. This is the clear, actionable plan for building a new architecture that actually works for you, not against you.
So here it is, the 6-step framework. And let me be really clear, this isn't about willpower. It's not about just trying harder. It's a systematic approach. We're talking about becoming a detective of your own behavior, redesigning your environment, repairing your connections, rewriting that punishing voice in your head, and making sure you're aiming at the right targets in the first place.
Let's really focus on step 2 for a second: redesigning your systems. The whole point here is to make success the easier option. So, if perfectionism freezes you, forget perfect. Use the 80% rule. Just get it done and out the door. If a huge project paralyzes you, break it into tiny, non-scary steps and reward yourself for each one. And if your reputation is hurting, create public accountability. Tell someone what you're going to do. It's that simple. Now, let's look at step 4, because this is such a powerful mental shift. When you slip up, shame says, I'm hopeless, I'm a failure, and it paralyzes you. It's a total dead end. But curiosity asks, okay, that didn't work. Why? What was the trigger? What can I learn from this? This one change, from self-blame to self-analysis, is an absolute game changer. It turns a setback into pure data. I get it, this all might feel like a lot, so let's make it incredibly simple. Let's forget the whole 6-step plan for a minute. Here are 2 concrete things you can start doing today to begin building some real momentum.
First up, the Tiny Wins Challenge. Pick one thing you've been putting off, just one. Break it down into laughably small 10-minute actions. Then, for the next 2 weeks, just do one of those tiny actions each day. The goal isn't even to finish the project, the goal is just to build a daily habit of showing up for yourself.
And second, the Promise Bank Challenge. For just 1 week, be ruthless about the promises you make, both to other people and to yourself. Only commit to things you are at least 90% certain you can actually deliver on. This is all about rebuilding that currency of trust, one small, reliable deposit at a time. So, let's end with this thought. You are not your bad habits. You are the architect who can design new ones. The real power isn't in some grand gesture you'll make tomorrow, it's in the small, deliberate choice you make today. So, what will yours be?